Patterson. We are at the 13th annual St. Louis Prototype Modelers Meet. I'm doing an outdoor photo shoot. We're going to talk about this table saw. That's absolutely magnificent. This is the best hobby in the world.
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat starts now.
Catch the What's Neat podcast every week and full episodes of What's Neat every month at the Model Railroad Hobbyist YouTube page.
Ooh, look at all the stuff on the table tonight.
Daniel could tell you which specific one it was.
We don't have a cameraman. We do have a train running, but nobody's going to see it. Oh, goodness. It's a train show. Nobody can see the train.
Well, you can shoot some B-roll of it later.
Yeah.
I'll just say that I'm doing some tracking tests for the Drover coaches.
Mm-hmm. Okay, rock and roll.
I have figured out the warped roof issue a little bit, so that's been the biggest.
Steve Mantia, give us a countdown, brother.
3, 2, 1.
The What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading Show is made possible by viewers like you and is proudly supported by Model Railroader Magazine, helping enthusiasts become better modelers for more than 90 years. To learn more, visit trains.com. Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow. Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com.
Promotional consideration provided by Great Train Shows, a division of Great American Train Shows. Train shows are back. Visit their website for show dates and vendor registration at trainshows.com.
This episode is sponsored by scalesigns.com. From street signs to railroad crossings, even billboards, they've got it all. Come check us out at our website with over 1,400 different sign packs available. You're bound to find the perfect addition to your miniature world.
Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week show in model railroading, show number 329 for October 4th, 2025.
Wow.
I've got, sitting over on this side, Steve Mantia. Hey, Steve.
Hello.
It's good to have you tonight.
I'm glad to be here.
And on the other side of me, I've got our favorite James Regier.
Hey, everybody.
Happy birthday, James.
All right.
All right, we got some very interesting stuff to talk about, a lot of eye candy, and I'm going to start with the N-scale locomotives that we have on the table that you cannot see, but I'm going to show you beautiful outdoor photography of these Broadway Limited. See those right there? Mm-hmm. James, you said those are?
The first one is a Rock Island SD40-2.
Yes, and they are
And the second one is a Milwaukee Road Bicentennial SD40-2.
Yes.
And then the brown and dark brown one is a Desert Storm Union Pacific SD40-2 that they painted up for Desert Storm in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Did you read the boxes before? No, you just
No,
knew that.
I read
No, that's
it.
You just
absolutely
knew it.
fantastic.
I knew them. Yeah.
All very nice models, shot outside from on top and the sides. It's hard to believe they're N-scale.
Now,
And they run just as fantastic. I showed video of them running on the little shelf layout, running around, and they're smooth as can be. They also all, if you can believe it, these have sound in them. They've got that Paragon 4 sound inside these units.
oh, wow.
The fidelity of the handrails just amazes me. It's just, yes, hats off to Broadway Limited Imports on this. Wait till you see the model we got next week. On the table also tonight, our deadline came due for our December issue, I believe it was, of Model Railroader magazine. Let me double check it. Nope, this is November, but it'll come out it'll be running through December. So that's why I chose to do a Christmas photo for this month's shot that we did. I'm going to show you the shot now. It's really cool. John Heitzman actually designed that building for me a long time ago. And I initially did this shot, I believe, for Wathers. I was trying to create the image of the daddy and the grandpa pulling the Christmas tree up the porch with the kids running behind it, brass engine in the background, wire trees, and rock and roll. You got a picture. Now I'm going to show you the actual ad here, if I didn't already show you that, because I do have photographs of this whole shot getting put together and shot when I was shooting it. I somehow picked the wrong image, and if you're really careful at looking, you will see my fingers in this shot. So this is the first time I've ever published a full-page ad in a magazine with my fingers in it. You gotta try everything once. So that's what I did. But it's just been an amazing venue of photography that we've utilized to try to create the images for this piece to make the magazine look best. This is the best hobby in the world. I mean, I love that phrase. It's positive. Mm-hmm. Let's go run some trains. We say that all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to throw this out there. Have you guys seen that Wathers is doing baseball cards, but they're not baseball cards, they're trains? The Titan of Steel. I just happened to see that
somewhere.
Yep. I know we could make a whole show just going through Model Railroader magazine.
Yeah, that's it. Go page by page. Okay.
I remember one year Kalmbach sent out a bunch of trading cards and stuff like that with various locomotives on it, and I ran across them the other day. You know, at my dad's house, I was running through some of my old stuff in my room, and it's like, wow, these old trading cards.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've got doubles of this, boxcar. I'll trade you for the for this caboose or
right.
That's used to trade the old baseball cards that way, type of thing. So
you guys are totally throwing me off.
Okay.
The What's Neat video for November just got put together this week. I've spent 3 weeks putting it together, and the subject matter is nighttime effect on your layout. Using these strands of beautiful LEDs that are available. I think I tried 7 different brands. I went through multiple brands, so the What's Neat videos are going to be packed with information, and the way I describe it at the front, here's what we're going to do, is not what actually happens at the end. I love it when What's Neat videos change midstream and you get to watch me either make mistakes and or shift gears, because there's usually a better way that I'll figure out halfway through the process. I mean, I always thought these processes that we did in model railroading, what we were taught to do, this is the way you do it. No, there's no such thing as rules.
No.
Oh my goodness, there's such a sliding
it's quite
scale.
lawless, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
So it really turned out to be a good segment, and that's why last week's run-bys, I'm going to show you one now just for fun. I don't even know what I'm showing you, but we've got run-bys shot in the dark over there, and it's just so dramatic. The blue effect is neat, but the fact is you can see the train itself. You're not in the dark. And then the lights on the layout accentuate everything. All the incandescent lights in the blue, there's something about it that is, I watched this video during the edit and I got to the point of turning off the room lights and turning on, I actually sat back, I was like, yeah! Woke up Holly sleeping down here, but it was like a great moment in the video during the edit. You get to see it happen. So, not toot my horn, Steve Mantia, but what do you got? You've got some neat buildings tonight.
Well, as usual, I was in Menards this week, and it looks like they're getting set up for the holidays. So you have some new buildings coming in here, and this is part of their Main Street series of. Looks like they're going to have new collections of buildings coming out. You got the little bookstore and opening soon's store and the little candy shop, and then they had a oil refinery, and it looked like they had a few other things that the Menards employee was starting to put the shelves with. So I figured I had to grab this because it just looks neat with anything that Menards does.
That is definitely one of the better models that I've seen from them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they get better as they come along and that type of thing. It just it's so simple. You plug it in, it's got the lights, and it's ready to go. So and they had it in HO scale and the O scale, and same with some of the other new buildings that they had out there. You always have it in both scales in that. So getting up for the holiday Christmas
It
time.
makes it so easy for the person that's not the full-time model railroader like some of us are, where it becomes our life, where they can just buy that, set it up on their layout, plug it in. It's like, look,
Boom, it's ready to go, and
Wow.
people can come in there and see what's going on and that aspect. So
they've
no, I
done
really
well
like
with that. They really have.
And it's neat just that they can, at the holiday time, that they can start setting up more of a shelf unit to have everything for it. And anybody who's in there, just they can see them, and it's just not having to go to a hobby shop or going into Menards. You get to see it, and there's always somebody looking at the things.
Menards is a hardware store, so is Home Depot.
Yep.
And I was looking for, obviously I'm buying lights to make nighttime. So I'm in the light department, I'm reading everything, and there's all kinds of new stuff that has come around in the last 3 or 4 years that I haven't paid attention to. And what I've got inside this box, I don't think I maybe should open it, maybe not. James, you can help me with this. What this is, I think, is like 100 LEDs on a 39-foot length of wire, of copper wire, it appears. What I see is taking wire cutters to this, chopping this all up, and there's your little bitty LEDs right there to light up the yard tower, to light up underneath the eaves of a building, just whatever you'd want to do. 3 volts, maybe 1.5 volts, I don't know. I haven't taken it apart yet to figure it out. But these are not covered up with heavy plastic either. Some of these lights are covered up with goob so that you can string them outside and they'll stay relatively, useful and not lose connection. But these actually don't have any goo on them. So to me, they're pre-wired LEDs. I think it was $9 for the whole roll.
Well, of course, you've got to step down the voltage if you separate them,
Oh, look,
especially.
they light up. Oh, look,
the
there's
little
a
test
push
button.
button.
There you go. Yeah, so you.
Okay,
Light.
that's not bright enough. That is not what I want.
Well, that's battery operated.
Of course, I can't tell we're under bright lights.
Yeah, if you plug it in, it might
That's
put
actually
out
not
a
bad.
brighter.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. That was just a quick.
I think where the biggest application for those will come in is in your high-rise buildings. That you
Okay.
can sort of string them around behind the windows. You'll want to black things out really well so you don't have the light bleed through. But I think that'll have some real potential for the buildings. I would caution just a little bit about cutting it apart because then you have to rewire it back together, and then you're not that far ahead from buying just pre-assembled
No, I already.
LEDs.
Once I cut
and
it,
that
I
sort of
ate it.
thing.
And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, write it
Yeah.
off as one of those didn't work things.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We have those. I mean, you
Right.
got to
That's how you
blow up
learn.
some
Yep,
rockets
yeah,
before
that's
you
it.
get one to work, right?
That's right.
At least that's what I understand. All right, so here's a rocket that's not going to blow up. Now, as you well know, our friend Steve Mantia is sitting over here. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
You have for years now built up a business of buying trains for cash. I buy your estate, I buy your trains, and now you've got your vehicles that have got all that plastic. What do they call that? That's a beautiful
The vinyl
wrap.
images, the vinyl images wrap that we
Wrap.
have on the
I buy trains for
the 2
cash.
trucks and the trailer. Yes.
So, and you've done swap meets all over the place
Mm-hmm.
to sell stuff, and you've set up stuff at the antique mall.
Correct. Yes.
But now you are taking the next step.
Yes, we're in the works of actually going to rent a little storefront so that we can, all the trains that have been blessed with picking up in collections and that, just getting it all in one store. Our son is going to work there primarily, but times when I have some time off, I can be there. Glenda's going to be there. And it's going to be more of just, instead of just a train store, it's going to have a little table in front that some of the older guys, Mopac Jack or Bob Flora, Dirk, any of us here can go sit at the table and sit there and just talk about different things that are going on and BS sessions, whatever it is, just something more of a, what would you say, daycare for us guys type of thing.
Yeah.
And just hang out and just see what comes in off the street of collections, and maybe there's something that I don't take to a train show or have it there that I might have in the basement that somebody thinks, oh, I've been looking forward to this. And Glenda has already picked out the wall color. she's picked out the new floor that's going down, and she has the designs all ready to go. We'll have our, of course, instead of tablecloths, we'll have our pumpkins and, the seasonal decorations to make sure the store is proper with that.
So this is a hobby/business.
Hobby/business, yes.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm really hopefully that we're really looking forward to it, and as we get closer along to the finalizing it and knowing the address and all that, and then we'll announce that type of thing of an open thing. And I'm also hoping that sometimes we might be able to have the podcast from the
Okay, well,
show
let's talk
there.
about that for a minute, because in the green room, same colors as can, but actually tonight it's the blue room, because I had all the lights off down here
Oh,
tonight.
wait, will there be actual snacks in this green room?
Oh, there might be.
Now, you may be interested.
Yes. So
You're not opening a hobby shop, you're opening up the next What's Neat This Week's show/studio. Because what I see is people coming off the street with, I've got this Lionel train set. It was handed down to me by my great-grandfather. We've cherished it in the family in the attic now for the last 45 to 70 years. And it's coming time for us to part with this piece. And I just see a show. I see another show that we could create literally weekly, definitely monthly.
Antiques Train Show.
Something to the effect of, yes, we brought in the train expert that's going to tell you, well, here's the history and yada, da, da, da. And create 5-minute segments of this.
yes, no, that because when we do pick up a collection, a lot of times it's a lot of people's one last chance to tell the stories that they remember of the train or of their father or grandfather who had it. And yeah, they would be able to tell the little story that they're always looking for someone to listen to what the history of it or their enjoyment or what they used to do with it and that type of thing. So yeah, I can see there's very good potential that for all of us to figure out different things to do.
That's really, really cool. This is exciting. I'm very happy for you, and you will find great success in this.
I truly believe we do, and I think that my...
And you're going to be expanding, because
Yes.
the first store is going to be relatively small, and I just think you're going to get mobbed. I think it's going to be another possible way of structuring something like that is rent out spaces to other people that do what you do. Say, I've got a location here. Y'all can set up your stuff for
Yes.
$1,000 a month in this corner, and
Just
da-da-da-da-da.
different things, or other people can just maybe have a little spot to do something, and just that's how most hobby shops used to be. It was just a little bit here, a little bit there of different things. I see the stuff with James here, that opportunity of different things. So
James, why don't you tell us about what you've got on the table tonight?
Well, so I've got some O-scale stuff. So there's this museum in Oregon that had contacted me that they wanted a steam tractor in my threshing machine, as well as the Model T cars and the fire truck. I don't have a sample of the fire truck here. So I basically redesigned the print to work in O-scale, and along with that came a few upgrades to the threshing machine.
That looks fantastic.
And then a few all new designs as well. Part of it, they wanted a grain wagon to be able to park next to the threshing machine, because it's supposed to look like it's in operation, and a hay wagon that would park next to it, where they could load up the shocks of grain onto the intake ramp for threshing. And so I've designed those things at first in HO scale. I figure I'll scale them up to O scale. I've kind of changed in my designs a little bit in that I used to kind of shy away from making things too thin for the resin print.
Okay.
And then it scales up to O scale and it starts looking clumsy. And then I do it in O scale. I improve the design in O scale and then scale it back down to HO, and it works fine after all. So now I've been sort of designing it with the finer lines, finer details from the beginning. With these hay wagons and grain wagons, one of the things that that I've thought about is era. Here we actually see 3 different types of wheels on the kits. We have the
That's good.
the iron-rimmed spoke wheels. That would be good from late 1800s on to about 1950s. Although some of them are still there today. They're frowned upon to take them on public highways because they tear up the concrete. But then there's the transition ones at beginning about the 1930s or so. They put tires onto those spoked wheels, but still with the wire spokes. And then from the 1950s or so onward, they transitioned to a more solid hub. So that's the idea, that these can sort of work through various eras. And here's one that's all painted up. The deck itself, or the undercarriage, are actually 2 different models, sort of printed as one in this. The undercarriage is based off of pretty standard IH or John Deere or that kind of undercarriage that you'd get for different wagons. And in fact, the same thing is under this flared wagon here, just shrunk down to a different length.
Right.
But you could adjust the length and all that sort of thing. Did we lose the camera?
Just keep going. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might have.
Yep, that one right there.
All right.
So we're down to 1 camera, folks. But at any rate, so I designed on top of it, of course, the body, which I made scale lumber for. If you remember the general storefronts and that sort of thing, that's one of the things that I did there. I actually made boardwalks with quasi-scaled lumber. Now I actually used the nominal 2x4 as the lumber size, so I didn't lop a 1/4 inch off of it to account for the planing and all those processes. But that's quite close enough for HO scale. You're not going to see that 1/4 inch.
Very cool.
So it represents an 8 by 16 inch or 8 by 16 foot size, and then along with that, with these flare wagons, I'll eventually design one that I'm hoping to design one that has a quasi-operational lift, so that you can portray it dumping and that sort of thing if you have an elevator scene. But I've also designed 3D grain loads for them.
Loads.
Nice. And while I was at it, I did one for the
truck.
Athearn truck.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
I've got to lessen the height by about
I have a lot of B-roll I'm showing. But
by about 1 millimeter.
And that truck lights up.
And yeah, it does. We'll have to go back to a previous show because the wires got tore up a little bit. But this one was just before all the unpleasantness began in 2020. I think it was one of the last shows, and I had this one in an international grain truck. But yeah, they were fully lit up.
I remember it.
But
yeah, I talked to Neil Moltz this week, and he's going to be in town probably after Amherst, I think he said, to come show off some new items and new products.
Oh, that sounds good.
I talked to the sign guy. He's doing well. A lot's going on with him. He's investing in new equipment, from what I understand, and he's got all kinds of new ideas. These homegrown businesses that we have met, I just love their enthusiasm, and some of them have just got ideas that I would have never thought about. Mm-hmm. And hats off to all of that's going on. I wanted to say to Creston Parker, you remember him, he's got the scale trees that he supplied us with in fall colors, the very large ones that actually are straight back behind on the layout back here, but I don't think the cameras are showing that right now. Creston Parker at ScaleTrees.com, just absolutely fantastic work. I'm impressed with your trees. The trees I showed off last week or 2 weeks ago on the show, I believe it was the Walmart Halloween tree. You know those things are going to be half price here coming up. Right, so you get those things for $5 an armature. They're great for O scale. I've painted them, and I'm working on a What's Neat segment with that tree as well. So really happy with all the neat stuff that's going on. You want to round it out? Anything else to talk about tonight?
Well, the one thing I was going to mention, these little threshing stones here.
Did I cut you off? How rude! That's all right. Oh my God, it's a talk show.
So I thought it would be
threshing stones.
These are threshing stones. So
okay.
when Mennonites migrated to Kansas from what's now Ukraine in the 1880s,
Okay.
they brought these threshing stones as a method to thresh wheat, and you'd hitch horses up to it, and they would roll along a threshing ground, sort of in a circle over grain, and that would thresh them out. And this was obviously a very labor-intensive thing, and things were becoming mechanized. Even at that point, they had the early threshing machines, and
Right.
and it was an improvement over the old flailing. But to this day, it is. There are many folks that have the old threshing machine sort of as or the old threshing stones still as yard decorations in their yards around central Kansas.
Yard art.
And my alma mater, Bethel College in North Newton, Kansas, has the threshing stone, as its mascot. So, and this weekend is Fall Fest, so I wanted to kind of show that I've made it in HO scale and O scale. Just kind of this totally nerdy shout out to them.
Well, there we go. Yeah, that works out perfect. Yeah. Shout it out. There we go. Yes.
But yeah, so
Rock and roll, right?
That's it.
This is the best hobby in the world with some of the best people in it. We're going to close out show number 329. 3:30's next week. Joshua's going to be back. I think Mike's going to be here. And actually, I think Joshua wants to have sort of a party, a get-together. Also, something else I'm keep kicking around now. I love to be able to control the edit when we put out a show. That way it's groomed and it's decent. I would like to do a live show. I would like to be able to read the comments off the internet and all that live stuff that happens when we do a live show.
Okay.
We've tried it a couple times. I think one time in Kansas City, it was kind of a nightmare. We were in a bar doing it on a cell phone. But yeah, that's something I'd like to do. We see Jennifer Kirk doing that a lot. So hats off to Jenny out there too. Rock and roll. A lot of things going on. I talked to Roca Models this week. I talked to Denny this week. I talked to Chris Palomares. I talked to Stephen Priest. He's got some exciting news. This hobby is just going crazy right now. There's a lot of things happening. So
Can't wait. That's it.
all right, guys, we're going to take our NCE throttle system, although we do have a train running. You can't see it. And we are going to go run some trains.
We'll get some B-roll of that too. It's track testing for these roper coaches.
Yes. All right, guys. I need to B-roll all of your stuff you just talked about. We need a thumbnail. Smile, wave to the camera, right? It's interesting, the baseball card idea. I could go through this magazine and just do a whole show. There's so much neat stuff in Model Railroader now. Ready? And show teeth. And I don't know why one camera failed. Did I say
Battery.
what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Battery.
No, I charged them both. Nope, they both had 4 hours. It's got to be the chip ran out of space.
Could be.
Yes. I think that was the RPM chip. That probably would explain it. All right, we made it through it.
Of course. James, the people in Oregon, was it because of the podcast that
Well,
they
I
saw
don't know
it,
if
or
it
where,
was-
how did they find out?
I don't know if it was a podcast or through Model Road Hobbyists or what.
I didn't know how they reached out to you or how
I'm
they
not even
first saw it, so okay.
Much to my embarrassment, I'm not even sure what museum it is, but
Oh,
yeah.
no.